Welcome guys, if you're new here, welcome. And if you have been here before, thanks for coming back. And also hit the subscribe button if you've checked out a few of my videos and you do like my content. It would mean a great deal. I'm growing the channel and I need your support, so thank you. Now, today's video, I wanted to do some comparison. I have a lot of interest in Chinese made watches, as many YouTubers do, because they offer incredible value, but it's a bit of a minefield. There's so many choices out there, and it's a huge area where many people are going to give you their opinions, their experiences, but it's only YouTubers that are actually going to be able to truly share those opinions, or the kind people that put comments in and share their experience as well. So do read through the comments as well, because you'll find you can get an amazing amount of information from fellow subscribers and viewers. So that's the kind of community feel I like to encourage. Now, I'm going to share from my experience these two watches here. Now this watch here is a Corgeut, and this watch here is a San Martin. If you've watched any of my other San Martin videos, I've done a few now, you'll see how much of a fan I am of this brand. The reason why is because these watches, even though they cost over £100 on average, to £200 or more, for most of their range, the value is still incredible because the quality is Swiss level when it comes to the manufacturing quality of their timepieces. So that's one type of watch made in China. And I got this for £50. This is a Corgeut type A dial pilot watch, and I've already changed the strap out. This is a much better watch Gekota strap. That's already an indication of what kind of thing cost-cutting wise happens when it comes to Chinese watches. You still get a good spec. This is still an automatic watch with a seagull movement. You still get a leather strap, even though it looks like it's, I don't know what animal they got it from. I dread to think. Maybe a lizard, I don't know. And the loom on this, it's more of a gesture. Whereas the loom on the San Martin is more, they've actually thought about it and put buckets of it in. So those are the differences. And that's where we like to help you as YouTubers, to show you on a cheap watch. It still looks pretty, it's pretty decent. Finishing's not bad. But I'm going to show you where the cost cutting is really done. And if you're willing to get yourself a bargain, do you spend £50, or are there certain things you really can't live without? Spend that bit more and I'll guide you in the right direction. So thanks for coming. I'll see you back in a second. So welcome to the chopping board. This literally is a chopping board I made. Hope you like it. But anyway, what we have here are the two watches in question. Watch on the left, the Corgeut Type A dial pilot watch with an automatic movement. And before anyone is physically sick, the next few words I'm going to say, this is a quartz movement. Oh my God, quartz, how could you do it? I went for quartz because quartz is actually incredibly accurate, very reliable, and the batteries last for years. And I wanted a grab and go watch in the collection. I didn't want everything to be automatic. And that's part of the reason what I'm going to be discussing in this video, because yes, you can get for just over £50 an automatic watch. And yes, I've spent over £100 on a quartz watch. But it's not just about the movement. We must focus on many, many things when it comes to analysing these Chinese made watches. And that's why I'm doing this video, because I want to run a bit deeper than the surface and just the specs, because it's more to it than that. And that's why I'm hoping you're watching this video to get yourself a little bit of extra information, and I'm happy to help you. So we're going to start with the watch on the left. So I'm going to get San Martin out of the way. Goodbye, Mr. Martin. Now, this Corgeut I bought from My Watch Code. I have no affiliations with them. I just have good experience, and I paid just over £50 for this to be delivered. I paid no extra income. I paid no extra import taxes. That's what I was trying to say. No extra taxes, things like that. So that's really cheap. I mean, that's entry-level sort of Timex money. And they're quartz as well, shock horror. And this is an automatic, as you can see. Look at the seconds hand. That's the first thing I want to point out, is what you're paying when you pay just over 50 quid for an automatic. It's not really ticking. It's more like it's got a nervous twitch. It's not very smooth, let's put it that way. I don't know if it's because my movement's not healthy. I haven't splashed out 73 million pounds on one of those amazing timographer machines, but I think I'll just rely on my eyes with this, and it keeps a reasonable time. That's the weird thing, is it's jumping all over the place in terms of smoothness, but it keeps reasonable time. We're talking, I think it was plus 10 seconds a day. That's fine. That's pretty good. But I don't know how long this kind of movement's going to last. That's the other thing you need to consider. These movements, they're not very refined. They are so cheap, you're not going to bother servicing it. As you can see, the movement in the back it's not pretty, but it's good. I haven't heard any horror stories about them being horrifically unreliable or anything. If you have had any experience with specifically the Seagull 1612 movement, please let me know. And so that's the first thing I'm covering with this watch. That is the heart of the beast, if you will, is the movement. And you're getting something that is fairly unrefined and not finished in a nice way. So it's funny they put an exhibition case back on to show you, basically, so you could admire your poorly finished movement if you wish. Then you can see the second hand is not really smooth. And to help you see the finishing of this, I'm going to peel off this sticker. Oh, sorry, I've got to do that again because I know some of you are going to like that. Ready? Slow-mo. Oh, I don't know why that's so satisfying, but I'll do it again. Quick, there you go. Sorry, that's really weird. But the other thing to consider is the manual winding. That feels pretty smooth. That's nice. But one thing I noticed when you change the time, even though it has got the luxurious feature of what is called hacking when the second hand stops, hacking is also the sound a dog makes when it's being sick, but that's a whole separate video. You see there, the second hand just jumped randomly. I don't know why it did that. And sometimes it doesn't feel like when you pull it out, it's engaging properly. It just feels a bit unrefined is the word. It's just not very consistent. It's a bit jumping around. It feels cheap as well when you're pulling it in and out. And when you adjust the time, yeah, it's fine. It's smooth. It's good. No complaints there. But again, it just does some strange stuff. Now, that's again, we're going to get cost cutting. This is synthetic sapphire. I don't know much about synthetic sapphire other than there's a lot of S's in that sentence. But synthetic sapphire is an extremely cheap way of being able to say you've got sapphire glass on your fancy watches. So this says synthetic sapphire, and I haven't got a diamond selector 2 with electronic beeping features to confirm that, but I believe it will have synthetic sapphire, which is great because then it's not going to scratch easily, but it doesn't have AR coating and it's really good at gathering smudgy fingerprints, as you can see. Let's give it a quick buffing. There we are. So no AR coating, but it does have sapphire or synthetic. Then you have a combination of brushing and polishing. And this is where I'm reasonably impressed with this price. The brushing is fairly uniform. I've seen a lot rougher. It's smooth. There's no sharp edges anywhere. I've had watches for this price, and the edges that are often sharp are these points here. They just don't refine them down enough, and you can imagine on your wrist that could potentially be a bit of a slicer, or just feel a bit rough. And I haven't got on here because I just didn't want even to consider showing you because you might be physically sick. The original strap that was on here, it was horrific. And I'm not understating that. I've never seen, I don't think it was leather. And I wouldn't even want to call it synthetic leather. It was disgusting. And it looked like it was sewn together by a person who's never sewn before. It was that bad. So I took it off and I threw it in the bin with great pleasure. And I put it on this strap. This watch strap is from people I really admire as a company. I have no affiliations, but their name's going to pop up top left. And Watch Gecko supply a UK-based company, and they have a fantastic range of straps. I buy so many straps from them. I think I'm on first name basis with them, or hopefully, otherwise I feel quite lonely. But this strap is a significant upgrade. That's the other thing you need to consider with these cheap watches, is where they save the money is always with, very likely with, a strap. So just bear that in mind, that you can buy yourself a much nicer strap from WatchGecko or anyone else that you really want to buy a strap from that suits your watch, and it doesn't cost much. I personally paid £7 for this strap, brand new, and you can hunt around, have a good look. If this isn't available, check out their range on their website. It's always updating and changing. You are sport for choice. You really are. And then you can massively improve the look of your watch by putting it on a authentic looking strap. Because the strap it was on before just looked like a vintage style. But this is meant to be a pilot watch. 42mm size is close to a decent pilot watch size. So there's no complaints there. Now, before I waffle too long about this watch, because it's so easily done, there's lots to talk about, I just wanted to show you the loom. This is the next thing which I can show you where cost cutting is made as to why this watch is only just over £50. So I'm just going to pause, get the loom on it, and then I'll show you why. Now, that looks quite impressive, doesn't it? But it won't take long for that to just disappear. And the camera does seem to make loom always look a little bit better than the naked eye. I'm looking at it now, I'm looking beyond my screen right now, and it looks so different. You could probably see it's faded already. It's okay. I've seen a lot worse, to be honest. As loom goes, this is acceptable. I'm using the word acceptable because I know it can be done better, but I've seen a lot worse. But this is one of the main areas that you're going to see cost cutting as well on a watch. So now I'm going to jump over to the San Martin, who's been waiting very patiently. Mr. Martin, thank you for waiting. Leave Corgeut here, just waiting by the side. What are you getting for something that is, as you can see in the link I'm going to show, it's just over £100 in the sale at the moment, this watch. It came on a NATO strap, just so you know. I put this on another WatchGecko strap because I wanted something that was quick release, because I'm always changing my straps. And I wanted to see what it would look like on a more contemporary strap, something newer. And I think it looks great. But obviously I'm going to say that because I put it on. But what are you getting for double the money? There's so many people going to go, you've got a quartz movement in there. Yes, but it's a Swiss quartz, or Swiss parts at least. It's a Ronda 715 movement. And like I said earlier in the video, it's not all about the movement in a watch. And if that's all that matters to you, you shouldn't be watching this video. You need to be just going to go and buy a watch that has an ETA or a Valjoux or God knows what else, and off you go. But we're talking about cheap Chinese watches here. So if you're that way inclined, a quartz movement shouldn't bother you one bit. This video is about tangible quality differences between two timepieces which have a huge difference in price. This is double the price. Made in China. What are you paying for? I'm going to run through it now. This is genuine sapphire. It has AR coating, so its legibility is excellent in all light conditions. And then when it's dark, you've got the infamous San Martin loom, C3 Super Loom, 15 to 20 layers. And I know that because I've been in very interesting chats with San Martin. Alibaba Translate, I think it's called, is quite funny. It's quite difficult to get accurate technical specifications from people when it's translated, but it's not hard to say C3 Super Loom 15 to 20 layers. That translated, that's a lot. So you're getting loom, sapphire, all the tangible things such as the feel of the fit and finish. Even the transition from the case to the edge of the glass is smooth. That's been honed and refined. Screw down crown. Again, costs more money to have the screw in functionality. It's got excellent water resistance as well, which is something which requires a little bit more investment. Obviously there's no branding on this watch, but I know it's a San Martin because I went on their website and bought it from their official store, which I recommend you do as well, because I've bought a number of their watches and it's been smooth sailing. But it's very likely you will have to pay customs on one of these watches. It was £9 for this one. And on this little bad boy, do check out my video. It's going really well. I've fallen madly in love with this watch. I know I'm really sad. But anyway, I paid £12 customs. Sorry, I got distracted. £9. So it's a bit annoying because when you're tracking your delivery, it's the other thing to consider. Sorry, this is very much worth considering buying Chinese watches. Sometimes you do have to pay customs. And the annoying thing is you check the tracking and it says unable to deliver due to outstanding customs fee. So lucky enough, if you're anal like me and constantly checking on the tracking, you'll see the link to click and pay if it's done through Royal Mail, and then you pay the customs over the phone, and then you can choose your delivery day, which I find straightforward. But if you're not that way inclined, you have to wait for them to deliver a silver delivery card with a code on it to say you've got to pay the customs, and that often comes 2 days after the information actually comes online. So it's just going to delay you getting your watch, and that's just when you're excited like me and you want the watch yesterday. It's good to be on top of tracking your deliveries. And that's the other thing to bear in mind. The reason why I recommend buying a watch from My Watch Code, I got this watch within a week from My Watch Code. I've bought some more of this exact watch and a few other Corgeut pilot watches with manual wind movement from Corgeut directly on their AliExpress store. And I've been waiting since April and now we're in June, so it's been over 2 months, and they've been awful when I've asked them about what's going on. They said, oh, we sent them due to COVID, everything's been delayed, da da da. I've bought 11 watches since I bought those, and they've all come within 10 days from China, same region, same delivery companies. And I know that because it says on the tracking on AliExpress who's the delivery company. So poor excuses, Corgeut. I'm not impressed. Your watches are okay. The San Martin, I like. Very nice. So, what are you paying for? Sometimes you're paying more for customer service as well. So, sorry, Corgeut, you've let me down a bit. Or San Martin, you haven't. Your communication has been extremely good, and your watches are so well made. You're paying for all those little details. The quality control is what you're also paying for. You don't get fluff under the dial. Everything lines up very well, apart from one thing I must say on this particular one, which I'm not impressed with, even though it's a Swiss quartz Ronda, the second hand doesn't line up. I know some of you are going to immediately turn off. I'm sorry. But I can live with it. I can just about live with it. It's only given me a few nightmares, but it's okay. So, quality control generally is very good. So bear that in mind. You are stepping up with companies like San Martin. £100 Chinese made watch is going to be close to a £300 plus watch from someone else. Obviously people in China are paid a lot less than people in Switzerland. So for you to get something that's been machined from the same raw materials, such as stainless steel, there's sapphire, all those other bits and bobs, you're paying someone to do that machining. People in factories in China who have been making watches for decades and often do lots of components such as cases, etc. for Swiss watch brands and companies, and that's a fact. I've lost track now. What I'm trying to say is people in China, they should be paid more. Depends which company you buy them from and which factory it comes out of, because there's a number of factories there. But so many brands are made under one big factory roof, and different companies have different ethoses when it comes to quality control. And I know that San Martin are one of the top dogs from my personal experience at doing excellent quality control, professional looking marketing on AliExpress, excellent product description and good communication skills. Thumbs up. That's what you're paying for. I'm happy to say, nah, save another 50 quid and get something you're going to enjoy. And this isn't the only watch they do, obviously. They do loads of other pilot watches. They do ones with Seiko NH35s. They do them with manual wind, bigger sizes, smaller sizes. There's so much choice. Check them out. So if you don't like my watch, which many of you won't, I really don't mind. I can take it. Check out their other watches. Same with Corgeut. I really hope this has been a helpful video. I thoroughly enjoyed making it for you, as I do all my videos. And if you've enjoyed it, do let me know in the comments. And also, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because I'm a bit of a subscriber hoarder. I want as many as possible. So it makes me feel more important. I'm only joking. It just means a lot to get your support. And I look forward to sharing a lot more content with you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. So, bye for now.